Hello, Professor. My name is Sal Singh Rawat. As today I'm going to talk about the critical criminology. Uh, as I read, I got like the Michael Foucault. The Michael was the French was a French in the 20th century philosopher, and his career is in the forensically criticizing the power. His parent was rich, and his parent was the surgeon, but he started the self-harming himself at the age of 22, and he attempted the suicide also when he was in the uni. Um, like he decorated his room with the images of torturing by the Goya. It is like some the story of the past, and he tried to as I mentioned, he tried to commit the suicide, and he saw and he himself saw himself to the psychiatrist whose name is John Delay at the hospital in the France. The Michael also did the gay scene in the France, and like he fell in love with the drug dealer. The Michael was progressing up in the French academic ladder. He become like he become the netizen book, which name is ultimately medication, which 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 he the first piece was the madness and the civilization, which means how we treat people with mental illness is so much more of a human way. After we put them on a jail and gives them the drugs, he considered, and we like he said like nowadays the prisoners and the life of the prisoners has become more hidden, like the everything which happens is behind the bars. So no one is going to at the past time when they used to give the punishment in the center of the people, they used to hang the people. But nowadays and the people used to do protest at that time, but now everything happens in like under the four walls in the jail. And next he published another discipline and the punishment. And like nowadays prison and the punishment system got so much human way as compared to the past. People used to hung, as I said, and they focus and the people who got sung and got the whole sympathy of the public. But now in people like as I mentioned, it comes under the four wall. And the another concept is the Marxist theory, which comes under the sociological theories. Like the Karl Marx, he argues that society has divided into the two groups. The first one is the rich people, and the second one is the working class people. And he suggests that the capitalist society, like the society we live, or we live in work to maintain the inequality, uh, to keep the rich the rich people rich and the poor people poor, which impact the law as well, because in working class people are exploited, and it drives people into poverty. So rich people pay the minimum wage to the lower class people or the working class people, and keep the high percentage of profit to themselves. But the working class people do crime because he was poor, and they were in the poverty and wants to get rich. That's why they do crime. But as we talk about the rich people, they also do crime, because rich people is like he also want to grow up. And when he sees like the someone person um, with the same level or the upper level, they want to go higher, so they used to do crime and wants to get higher. And the Marxists sees like law making and law enforcement has interest in the catalyst classes, like them, and the law are made to he argues that the government says the laws are made to protect the rich people, and the law enforced selectively to benefit the rich people. So like there is no benefit to the lower class people. But the ideology functions. The ideology was about the crime, and the law are set ideas, the which they conceal the inequality of capitalist society. Some laws do benefit the working class people also, like the work and health and the safety, which they are benefiting the working class people by providing the health, free health, etc. And if you talk about the chapter about the race and the crime, the race is the social construct emerging during the Western European colonization. Like in 18th century, people categorized race into the biological groups. Race are the serious issue, and was part of the social institution, shaping judgments and the people. In Canada, people ignored the indigenous people, and the European scientific racism support the colonial hierarchies, like the level of the white superiority, like the white were the superior, and the um, indigenous, who is known to be the primitive now, as at the bottom. And RCMP was founded in 1873, like first enforced there is the colonial orders, like suppressed the indigenous sovereignty, and enforced the Indian Act and passed the system. And the third is controlling indigenous land and the movement, and the children, like them to learn learn and adapt their culture and the language. So these were this, and the police is centralized and maintaining the colonial control, like the control on the colonized people. So that's what I read from it, and thank you.